Here comes another important tip from the Personal Defense Network. I'm here with Chris Julik, the director of the Gander Mtn Academy. And Chris, you're going to share with me some of the details of exactly what you guys have to offer here, and I know it's a whole bunch.
Yes, sir. We have a wide range of activities here at the Gander Mtn Academy, from multitude of classes to the virtual range, the live range, to a 180-degree simulator, to a 300-degree simulator. We have a little bit of that, something for everybody. If you're on one end of the spectrum and you've never picked up a handgun before, or if you're on the other end of the spectrum and you've been on a SWAT team or military experience for a dozen years or 24 years, I think you'll be able to walk out of here with a great experience and seeing something you've never seen before.
Now, one of the really unique aspects here, of course, everybody's familiar with Gander Mtn and what you guys offer on the retail side. And that's really why it starts with you've never touched a handgun before, maybe literally never touched a handgun before you showed up at the Gander Mtn Academy. We're going to go right around the corner over here to the retail section. And the retail section here, for those of you who may not be intimately familiar with one of these stores, it's not just hunting. It's not just worried about deer and camouflage. We also have a lot of personal defense accessories, personal defense holsters, and of course personal defense firearms. So you literally can show up, purchase your firearm, come into Gander Mtn Academy. What's going to happen the first time somebody walks in? Walk me through that process.
Well, they're going to walk through that front door and they're going to immediately wonder what it is, because they've never seen anything like this. Gun ranges in the past have been, either outdoors and with a big berm to shoot at, or they look like a bomb shelter with concrete walls. You're going to walk in here and you're going to see what looks like a country club lounge with beautiful paneling and pictures and murals, and it's a beautiful facility on top of everything. But once you walk in, you're going to be immediately drawn to the virtual range, and you're going to hear the sound of the live range. Inside a retail environment like this, it's a little bit different, but what you'll learn is that everything here is top notch. It's stuff that's never been applied to a retail setting for the civilian population before. Everything in here in the past has only been for military and law enforcement. So.
Okay, so someone's going to come in, they're going to get registered, right? They're probably going to sign some kind of a waiver, they're going to meet one of your instructors, and then they're going to watch the safety video.
Sure,
right?
First they're probably going to assess their needs. How far to one end of the spectrum of firearms knowledge are they? And they're going to assess their needs and what particular activities they would like to participate in. And after that, they'll sit down and watch a safety video. And I know where you're probably going with this. You're probably going to say it's the same safety video, it's the same presentation every single time. And that is absolutely correct. It is all about consistency. We want every one of our customers to know the same rules, have the same presentation, and we're going to get the same results out of it. People are going to be educated in the same way. So.
Absolutely. No cutting corners there. Everyone's going to go through that process. And once they've gone through that process, of course, let's say they did just buy that firearm for the first time, they're probably going to want to hit the live fire range. Tell me about your live fire range.
The live fire range, we have a live fire range in each one of our facilities. Some are larger deep-wise, some are larger number of lane-wise, but inside there you're going to have fully programmable lanes, blading. We can put in course certifications. It's an absolutely beautiful facility in there. The cleanest live range you'll ever see.
So you've got your live range, which of course does handgun, shotgun, rifle.
Correct.
We've also got classrooms, and all your classrooms are really state-of-the-art too. They're really nice the way they're set up. I was in one earlier. You've got blue guns for everybody. You've got notepads, comfortable chairs, and they're also linked for teleconferencing between all your facilities.
Video conferencing capabilities across all of our facilities is something we do have. We have the ability to broadcast from our facility in Florida out to all of our facilities across the country. But it's not just the ability to video conference amongst ourselves. It's ability to bring in folks like yourself, national trainers, and present to all of our instructors, train the trainers, or hold courses and certifications to a national audience, not just the local audience.
That's outstanding. So those two things alone, we've got video conferencing, we've got a great live fire range, and we've got your staff here, of course, which is going to deal with each and every person that comes through the door on a personal level. But now we've got the virtual range, and the virtual range is really unique. I mean, I've seen laser simulators before, but I haven't seen one set up like this. It's amazing. Tell me about it. Why did you guys decide to go that route?
Well, it was set up to mimic the live range so that once you step out of the class, you can step into a virtual range in an environment that's non-intimidating with a firearm that has no projectile, but still feels the same as it would if you took a live gun onto the live range. And you're going to experience an environment that will look and feel the same way as if you go onto the live range. Our virtual environment has been created so we can take the range out to 50 yards. You can shoot what looks like a target all the way down range at 50 yards, but you're only really standing 10 feet away from the screen. And you're going to get the full recoil effect of the firearm. It feels just like it would if you were on the live range, like I said. And it's very economical. Every single time you pull the trigger, you're not wasting 5, 10, 30 cents a round. You can pull the trigger as many times as you'd like in your designated session of time, and we'll provide the CO2 for you. So, and the targets and the virtual environment, and it doesn't. The cost does not go up once you step in the lane.
Right, you're paying your time, and then of course you can even print the targets out, keep a record of how you did that day.
Yeah, that's another unique aspect of it. Since we have a digital record of your score and your target, you can PDF it to yourself. So,
which is pretty cool.
Yeah, brag to your friends right away. Just hit the forward button on your email.
Another cool thing about that, or hide it, right? And just put it in a saved file to remember what you need to work on next time. The other thing that's cool about this is a lot of people are used to live fire ranges where they're sort of restricted on how dynamic they can be. In other words, you're going to fire 1 round per second, or you got to start with the gun on the podium, no work from the holster, things like that. The virtual range doesn't have any of those restrictions.
No, you can work on your presentation and holstering skills. Because you don't have a projectile there, it's a little bit more safe environment, and we don't have to worry about someone shooting the next, something from one lane to the next lane. We don't have to worry about others being at harm when you're working on that, as we would if you were in the live range. So it's a little bit different and unique environment. Like I said, the projectiles aren't there, so you can do a lot more stuff.
And then, of course, the big thing that really sets the Gander Mountain Academy apart from any other facility I'm familiar with as far as the private sector goes is the ability to then come in and run world-class, ultra-realistic, either 180-degree or 300-degree simulator runs. Talk to me about your sim situation.
Previously unavailable to the general public and the civilian population, these Pro-V simulators developed with a company called Vertra are in all of our facilities. We have a 180-degree and a 300-degree Pro-V simulator in each of our locations, and they're going to present you with a myriad of activities from marksmanship scenarios all the way up to shoot-no-shoot scenarios, or scenarios specific to military and law enforcement, which we don't offer up to the general public, but we restrict them for just those audiences.
And of course you do have law enforcement, military, and security personnel training here?
Absolutely. Almost every day we have either officers on their own time or departments coming in to use our simulators and our virtual range to train. So depending on the municipality, they could use it every week.
And I'm sure you'd love to see them in here, and I know I personally would love to see them in here. And things like the virtual range and the scenario, those are going to both keep the cost down and keep the interest high, because that scenario range is going to be different every time you go in there. So it's a great way for law enforcement to train, or for you to train for your personal defense needs. Now, Gander Mountain has academies all over the country. There are multiple locations, and I've seen a lot of ranges. I've been on a lot of ranges around the world, and this one, simulators, simulated live fire range, and of course the live fire range classrooms, world class. It won't surprise me if you guys start seeing some 5-star ratings from the National Association of Shooting Ranges, and maybe even a range of the year or two for several of your locations. I think this place is definitely worth visiting. I know I'm going to enjoy coming in here as often as I can. I suggest that you check it out when you get the chance. Chris, thanks for having us here.
Thank you, Rob. It's been great having you.
Be sure to check out the Personal Defense Network for more important tips just like that one.